Oh, wow. I mean, Gucci! Gucci, what is happening in my under eye area? Oh my gosh, I need to blend. I need to start blending. What is happening? Just a little teeny tiny drop? And you made this incredible man. Huh? Huh? Okay. I'm impressed. Hello, gorgeous, beautiful stars. Paris Star Channel here with a new and possibly a very exciting episode because, guys, what is happening? Let's say bienvenue, welcome to the house of Gucci. The House of Gucci has arrived with its new and possibly a very exciting launch in a form of the new concealer. And it is right over here, guys. It is called Gucci Concentre de Beaute, a multi-use long-wear concealer buildable coverage. How exciting! I haven't had a chance to test any products from Gucci by far, but this one definitely tickled my pickle. So yes, guys, if this is something that interests you, please tune in to my channel, to the party where we celebrate diversity. Because, guys, diversity makes us all different and at the same time gorgeous and beautiful. So yes, let's start today's episode. And today's episode is all about the House of Gucci with its unique product, Gucci Concentre de Beaute Concealer. Alright, and so here we are back. As you can see, my makeup is practically done. My skin looks very smooth today. It's because during the night I had a night filled with retinol mixed with niacinamide and mixed with hyaluronic acid. It helps me to get that wonderful boost of smoothness right in the morning. I recommend that to everyone. It can be any sort of a retinol mixed with any sort of a hyaluronic acid mixed with any sort of a niacinamide. It doesn't have to be the top shelf. As long as you have those ingredients and put it on your face and go to bed and wake up, you should see some results after a while. But hey, I digress. So yes, we do have some makeup on, and all what is missing is a little bit of a concealer. So today I have a main star, which is called this one, guys. Gucci. I don't know if you can see it. Concentre de Beaute, and it is called multi-use longwear concealer buildable coverage, and mine is in the shade, I don't know if you will be able to see it, 21N. This is how the product looks like. And yes, I mean, this is that type of a concealer that definitely tickled my pickle because for a reason. This is the concealer that, in my understanding, proposes to be a skin caring concealer while being a long wearing concealer. So for me, it's like, okay, either you're gonna be a long wearing or either you're gonna be skin caring. I haven't met so far a concealer that claims to be a very good. I haven't met so far a good skin caring concealer that goes in a longevity as well. If that makes sense. But hey guys, I digress. Before we gonna jump into any details with the concealer, allow me to prep my under eye area with, I suppose, the best moisturizing cream that I can have in my collection, and it is this one, Charlotte Tilbury Magic Eye Rescue Cream. This is the cream that I'm using very frequently when I'm testing the concealers. This is how the product looks like, and well, allow me to explain. I'm over 40 years old. My skin is normal to dry with extremely dry and wrinkly under eye area. No doubt about it. So I am a very big fan of the moisturizing skin caring concealers. There are not many. It Cosmetic has it, for example. And my favorite one is from Yves Saint Laurent Touche Eclat High Cover, which doesn't give me a lot of coverage, light to medium, but then it does not dry my under eye area, because allow me to approach. As you can see, this is how my under eye area looks like. It is very wrinkly. Not only like in this direction, but in this direction as well. I don't know if you can see it. Sorry for the close-up, but you see, this is what is happening. So, any sort of a concealer that is self-setting and drying makes my under eye area old. And it's visible. So I suppose there's no reason for me to cover anything in my under eye area if I'm using a concealer that is just visible on its own. But yeah, hey, I digress. But this is the intro that I definitely would like to tell you. So that's why I like to have a moisturizing skin caring concealers, because then they do not accentuate dryness, though thus the wrinkles and fine lines are kind of hidden, while the long wearing concealers, they're drying already my dry under eye area, and then you can see lots of fine lines and wrinkles. So yes, that is my summary when it comes to me and my preferences when it comes to the concealers. Right now I'm going to take a little bit of a cream so that the cream can sit on my skin for a second. And I am not going to use a lot, especially because, as you can see, I am already wearing makeup, so I don't want to, interrupt my, I lost the word. I don't want to harm my makeup. So I am going to use a little bit of that moisture. And I don't know how I personally like a lot Charlotte Tilbury skin caring products to prep my skin for makeup. I deeply believe that the Charlotte Tilbury creams or the Bobbi Brown creams are the best creams, the best skincare that can prepare your skin for makeup. But everyone has its own preference, you know. I had a chance to test lots of skincare, and I always go back to this one, you know. These products, they're just the one that works for me. Anyway. Good. And now we're going to allow this cream to sit. Good. So let's go back to the concealer, guys. Gucci Concentre de Beaute. Mine is in the shade 21N. Multi-use long-wear concealer buildable coverage. So when we unbox it, this is how it looks like. And I don't know, everyone I suppose have a different aesthetics. No problem. I love it. I love the aesthetics. I love how this is golden. There is a beautiful flower cap right over here. And for me, it's almost like screams Gucci. I don't know if you've ever had the chance to smell the beautiful perfumes from Gucci, very unique. One of the first ones that came from a Gucci beauty was Gucci Flora. So they always go towards the flowers, and it looks like they're very kind of faithful with that idea. And this is the concealer, how it looks like with flowers as well. It gives me that kind of an Italian vibe, a very unique, and flowers. I love it. I don't know. I believe that the bottle is glass. Is it? It's hard to tell. But personally, I like the whole packaging. And then the shade is 21N. And alright, I'm going to do the swatch. It is super lightweight. The consistency is super lightweight, and this is the 21N, which is a perfect neutral fair tone shade. I love that. Because, well, then the 25N was a perfect medium neutral shade, neutral olive. If you would like to, think, what do I? If you would like to know what do I think about the neutral, I had a chance to do the swatches when I was in Sephora, and well, the Sephora lights are definitely very specific, but you can see the swatches right now. Of certain shades of a certain range, because there's definitely lots of shades to choose from. I haven't done all the shades in the store, only the ones that were from super light to fair, eventually up to almost medium. I believe that this one, the 21N, is a perfect shade for my under eye area. We're going to check it out. Guys, before we're gonna do that, this concealer claims to be filled with skincare. So, as always, on my channel, I'm doing something like, I'm going to check you! Because the ingredients are definitely, in my opinion, very important, and I am trying to raise some sort of awareness. So I would like people to know, what do they put on their face and what are they keeping on their face? Because healthy skin is a key to everything. The healthy skin is a key to a beautiful makeup. So, if you're going to treat your skin with love and good skincare and ingredients that are non-damaging to your skin is going to thank you a lot, and you're going to see the result. So that's why on my channel I am trying to raise an awareness. At the same time, I would like to say, and a little bit disclaimer, I am not any expert when it comes to the ingredients. I study ingredients because I found it fascinating, and internet is a vast knowledge of everything that you're looking for, including all the ingredients that are used in cosmetics. So yes, guys, let's go. Right now you can see an ingredients list for the Gucci concealer. What do we start? We start with cyclopentasiloxane, and then we start with water. This is a water-based concealer, and what is actually very surprising that we're not starting with glycerin. Glycerin is a very nice and welcome ingredient when it comes to moisture. We don't have that right over here. In fact, we have talc. And talc, in an opinion of the internet, is a controversial ingredient because some people claims their opinion is as follows, that talc might have a little bit of the asbestos, and asbestos is considered as the carcinogen. So talc in these days is considered as a controversial ingredient, and that is why it's marked here in orange. Then we have the caprylic triglyceride, which is an emollient, and it is more than welcome in such formulation. And then we have lots of ingredients that are just not very important. They're just used to formulate the product, give it the viscosity, and we're going to skip that. Then we have a conservant, phenoxyethanol, that is a little bit controversial up to this day. Obviously, the opinions are changing during the course of time. Today, for example, as I'm making this episode, the ingredients have that opinion. In the future, that might change. Everything is changing. Everything is shifting. As of the day when I'm making this episode, phenoxyethanol is a conservant that is more than welcome, but at the same time, it is a little bit controversial. Then we have some, and then we have something like shellac in the face in the form of the alcohol denat in a concealer. Guys, alcohol denat, in an opinion of the internet, is considered one of the worst quality alcohols that can be used in cosmetics. And as much as I can accept alcohol denat on my face while using cosmetics, I do not accept alcohol denat in my under eye area. Why? Because our skin on our face is thick. while our skin in our under eye area is very thin, very thin. So my under eye area, they don't it doesn't like alcohol denat. Alcohol denat might have might be drying to the skin, and when you put it on a thicker skin, like on your face, you might not feel it. But when you put it on a super thin skin, you might feel it. We're going to check it out. We're going to see how it is going to look like, this concealer. But the most important thing is, because I have hundreds of thoughts at this moment, like channeling. Alcohol denat might be okay for the foundations, but in my opinion, for me personally, in my own personal preference, alcohol denat is not cool for the under eye area when my under eye area is mature, old, mature, just mature, let's just say mature, dry and wrinkly. Good, let's move on. Then we have sodium hyaluronate, and sodium hyaluronate is a humectant and it attracts moisture. And then we have active, a very interesting active, which is called Acmela oleracea extract. And Acmela oleracea, aka paracress or jambu plant. It's nature's answer to Botox, a very fascinating ingredient. This ingredient extracted from the Acmela oleracea plant. The benefits: fine lines and wrinkles caused by muscle tension will be reduced and leads to a smoother and firmer skin. Acmela oleracea skin benefits is lifting, smoothing, relaxing, softening, and radiance enhancing. A very interesting ingredient, I must say. This is a 100% natural plant-derived active with proven ability to restructure, smooth, and firm the skin. As I've said, it's regarded as nature's alternative to Botox. When applied topically, Acmela oleracea extract works to relax the facial muscles and lessen muscle tension, resulting in a smoother and more even complexion. Fine lines and wrinkles are eased and the skin is left visibly lifted. And if that wasn't enough, it is also loved for its ability to boost the radiance of the skin, leaving you with a beautiful glow. Wow. I mean, I haven't seen this such kind of a active in any products that I have reviewed so far. It is a very interesting ingredient, as well as, for example, the bakuchiol, for example, is considered as plant-derived equivalent to the retinol. This extract from the yambu plant is considered as a 100 natural plant-derived equivalent to the Botox. I'm curious. We're going to see it. We're going to test it out. And then we don't have anything else apart from another active, which is Rosa hybrid flower extract, which is derived from hybrid roses, is a popular ingredient in cosmetics due to its various benefits to the skin. Overall, Rosa hybrid flower extract is a versatile ingredient that can provide multiple benefits for the skin. Its moisturizing and anti-inflammatory, anti-aging and soothing properties make it a popular choice for a wide range of cosmetic products. Wonderful. And it works as the antioxidant and it has a soothing properties. And then we have ingredients once again, and then we have pigment. So that's it. That's it when it comes to, it's kind of like serum properties, skincare properties. It has some interesting extract. It has hyaluronic acid. It has this extract that works a little bit like a plant Botox, and it has an extract from rose that acts as the antioxidant and smoothing. But I don't know. I'm very surprised there is no glycerin. Glycerin is practically everywhere in every complexion product and gives us the moisture. I don't know what's gonna happen here with the moisture when there's no moisture. But hey, I digress. By the way, this is the swatch, and nothing has changed, I suppose. Allow me to check it once again and do another swatch to see if it oxidizes or does it do any difference on my hand. There you have it. This is the new layer. This is the old layer that is set, 21N. So it became a slightly darker on my hand. So on my skin, it can be considered as oxidizing. Here you have the comparison of the same shade. My nose is itching again. Is someone thinking about me? Stop thinking. I'm recording. It's distracting. It prevents me from filming. Anyway, moving on. 21N. New layer. Old layer, and the old layer almost setting. Good, fine. Okay guys, so this is all what I had to say about this ingredients list and about this concealer, and right now let's go to the practical part, which is the application. Okay guys, so I suppose we are almost ready for the application. The cream, I believe, is set, the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Eye Rescue, and recently I like to experiment with one thing, and it's this one guys. It's the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. It is a super lightweight primer in the form of a liquid that is kind of moisturizing to the skin, but it keeps my skin matte, but not drying matte, and smooth. So I decided to give it a go and give it a try and use it as some sort of the primer in my under eye area. There are no ingredients in here that might be, you know, dangerous to the skin or whatnot. So I am just going to use this primer on top of the cream that I use from Charlotte Tilbury. As I've said, this primer is a very interesting primer. I had a chance to test it, and what I liked about it is that it's super lightweight. It doesn't dry my skin, but at the same time it gives me a little bit of a moisture and smooth. So I suppose since my foundations look very good on top of that primer, I decided, okay, I'm going to protect my under eye area from this alcohol that is inside, and you know, and try to prevent my my under eye area to have this allergy reaction, because my under eye area is definitely very sensitive to some sort of an ingredients that I don't even know which ones. But if I'm going to break the barrier of that sensitivity, I'm starting to cry, and then everything is just falling apart. So I deeply suspect that one of these ingredients, it might be alcohol denat. So I want to protect my skin from that ingredient. But anyway, guys, I digress a lot. I think that we are ready to use the concealer. So yes, let's go and let's start the application. Gucci concealer in the shade 21N. It is very lightweight. The consistency, as I have discovered from the swatches right over here, but it's nicely pigmented actually. So I don't know. I'm just going to use a little like that, and I'm not going to use the sponge because of this super lightweight consistency. I'm just trying to use a brush, and we'll see what's gonna happen. Okay. Okay. Guys, what? Oh wow. Oh well. What is happening? Oh wow. I mean, Gucci! Gucci, what is happening in my under eye area? Oh my gosh, I need to blend. I need to start blending. What is happening? Just a little teeny tiny drop? And you made this incredible man. Huh? Huh? Okay. I'm impressed. But I need to blend. I need to do the blend. But what? Why am I impressed? Okay, because you might be like, what is happening in here? I am impressed because such a teeny tiny drop gave me so much coverage, and it spreads like a dream, and it becomes one with the skin. Okay. How exciting. Good. Allow me to approach so that you can see it. This is after the application, the covered eye, and this is non-covered eye. I don't know. Do I need more? It gives that kind of a medium coverage from the start. I might build just a little bit because it's test. Normally, I would not build it because the more layer you build with a concealer that has that type of formulation, which is talc that might be drying and alcohol that might be drying, the more dryness you're adding to your under eye area. But as you can see, what is happening with my brush? It is buildable. You can definitely build it. Good. Awesome. And the 21N is actually very nice. I'm still in that type of a process of losing my tan from my summer holidays. So in 1 month, my skin tone is gonna come back to its natural state. Good. So guys, once again, this is how the concealer looks like. You can see it's covered. It's very nicely covered. And then we're gonna see by the end of the application, has it set in fine lines and wrinkles. Right now I see a beautiful coverage, absolutely beautiful coverage. And I'm going to take this concealer and put it on the other side. Like so. You don't need a lot of this concealer, guys, to be honest. Look at what is happening here. Oh, well. Okay. It's like the application is almost like effortless. You don't need, because sometimes we need to blend, or like warm up the formula, and then the formula changes, and then, you know, apply it to the skin and whatnot. In here, it is absolutely very effortless. Okay. Although, I see some dryness, but okay, we'll see. And then once again, just a little bit in here in the inner corner. All right. A very interesting application, and really effortless type of the application. It spreads really very easily, and it kind of sets on its own. All right. Very interesting. So guys, allow me to approach so that you can see how the concealer, the Gucci concealer, looks straight away from the application. This is how it looks like. I would say medium coverage instantly. That is buildable to full coverage. And a little bit drying. I wonder, okay, allow me to look in the mirror. Yes, there is some creasing that I can see right over here. Maybe I put too much. Maybe if I would put less, the creasing would be lesser. Yeah, I definitely can see some creasing. But as I've said, and you have to have that in mind while watching this review, that my under eye area is extremely demanding. It's extremely demanding. It has fine lines basically everywhere, not only in here, but it goes in every single direction, and I suppose you can see it. So this is how it looks like. It's not really bad. It's not really bad. I can use the temperature of my finger and get rid of the creasing. Cool. So, you know, for the sake of this test, we're going to do one more thing. Usually I'm not doing this because I don't need to, but we are going to use, in my opinion, the best setting powder for the under eye area, and it's the Pat McGrath Labs setting powder in the shade Light, and we're going to set only one under eye area and see how it is going to behave during the course of time, okay? Don't need that much. Good. Going to take the excess and check once again the creasing. And I am going to set the under eye area. Good. Okay guys, so the application is done. Allow me to do the final fixes and I'll be back for the first check-in where we're going to see how it looks like after application. Alright you guys, so there you have it, first check-in, final fixes and the finished makeup. And I must say, I looked at myself at the camera and I was like, I don't exactly like how it looks like, so I had to make a lot of fixes to fix and to make it look like that. But finally we are done, and this is how the makeup looks like, featuring the new concealer from Gucci. So allow me to approach and show you how everything looks like from the close-up. So this is the makeup. But we're not concentrating on the makeup actually, we are concentrating on the concealer. So, this is the concealer and this is the side that has been set with the powder, and this is the side that has been not set. So as you can see, there's definitely some creasing over here. I'm going to fix that after this check-in, and basically this is the presentation of the concealer. From afar it looks really very good, but I still, despite the fact that it looks really very good right now after application, I still see some dryness. So we'll see. I suppose when it comes to this check-in, the first check-in, it's done. And right now, let's go and have a look on the second check-in in the natural light, and let's see how this makeup, but most importantly, how the concealer is going to look like in the natural light. And let's meet by the end of the day to check the longevity. By the way, guys, we are having here almost midday, almost 12 midday. So I suppose from that point we can count on the longevity. So yes guys, okay, good. Let's go outside, let's do the second check-in, and let's meet by the end of the day to see how the Gucci concealer is going to look like on my super demanding and difficult mature skin. Hello gorgeous beautiful stars. Paris Star Channel here welcomes you with this promised check-in in the natural light. So I suppose when it comes to the natural light, this is as much as we can get. A beautiful chill out here on the lake. So allow me to get next to the sun so that you can see how this makeup, but most importantly how the Gucci concealer looks in the natural light. So there you have it. I'm approaching, and this is the under eye area with the Gucci concealer, this is the area that has been set with the powder, and this is the area that has not been set. So, a few hours has passed, and what I can see is the dryness. And my skin lost moisture really, really very quickly, and this is the result. How it is going to look like by the end of the day, we're going to find out. And yeah, I suppose this is all what I have to say and what I would like to present you when it comes to this check-in in the natural light. So okay guys, let's go back to the studio for the final check-in by the end of the day and check how everything looks like and do the longevity check-in. In the meantime guys, greetings from a beautiful lake where I'm having a little bit of a chill out. Okay guys, let's go back to the studio and see how it is all going to look like by the end of the day. Hello, gorgeous, beautiful star! Paris Star Channel here welcomes you with a final check-in, the longevity check-in made by the end of the day. Because, guys, I'm not even kidding. It is 10:30 in the evening. So, yeah, I have been wearing this concealer and the whole makeup for a whole day. So it is time to do the summary and share with you my final thoughts and, based on my experience. So, allow me to approach, so I'm going to show you how my under eye area looks like after a whole day of wear. Just to remind you that over here we do have a concealer that has been set with the powder, and over here we have a concealer that has not been set, and by the end of the day this is how it is going to look like. Is this something that you are looking for? The decision and the opinion is yours. I am not trying to influence you and your opinion, because we are all different and we have all different requirements and the preferences. So just to explain you a very important thing, my preferences. I'm over 40 years old, my skin is normal to dry, so I am looking for the concealers that are kind of serum concealers that bring moisture to the skin and give you a coverage. For me, a super massive coverage is not the most important thing. I like when we are kind of like in between. I have a little bit up to medium coverage, and at the same time I have a moisture. So that is my own preference. And concealers, like for example, NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealers, or Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Radiant concealer, or for example a very nice and emollient concealer from the Glossier, and eventually my own personal favorite concealer is the Touche Eclat High Coverage Concealer in the pen. These are the concealers that are my preference. These concealers, they give me a little bit moisture, but most importantly, they are not drying to my under eye area, and they give me coverage. So, how do they do in comparison with the concealer from Gucci? Well, it's exactly the opposite, because the Gucci concealer goes towards the longevity. I personally call it, although it's a huge exaggeration, but this is how I call it personally, I call it an aggressive formulation. What do I mean when I say an aggressive formulation? It is that type of a formulation when your concealer attaches to your skin, melts with your skin, grips to your skin, and it won't let go. So it is self-setting and thus drying, and this is not my personal preference, because any kind of a drying concealer in my under eye area exposes my fine lines and wrinkles, and I don't want that. I don't want a concealer that ages me, and for my own personal preference, this concealer ages me. At the same time, guys, I believe that this concealer might be very good for your face. but not necessary for your under eye area, because as I've said, it sets on your own and the longevity is incredible. So I would like to compare this concealer to the concealer from Pat McGrath, the Skin Fetish Concealer, in the way how it acts and how it reacts. They're actually very similar. Pat McGrath concealer is slightly thicker, but how it performs during the course of time, it is very similar. If, for example, Pat McGrath is your favorite concealer, you might enjoy the Gucci concealer very much. If Pat McGrath was not your favorite concealer, you might not enjoy Gucci concealer as well as I did not do, because as I've said probably before by the beginning, I am not okay with the fact that the product for my under eye area has alcohol denat. This is something in connection with talc, a super drying concealer, and from my experience, the moisture in my under eye area, although I very well prepared my under eye area, disappeared after 3 hours already of wear. So how about the rest of the day? Well, there is no moisture in here, and you can actually see it, that my under eye area has no moisture. It's gone, because, well, if it, according to its claims, to its skin caring formula, I am not okay. For me, this concealer has no moisture. So people with a dry under eye area, please beware. When it comes to the longevity, I am 200% okay with that, and I can confirm that the longevity is incredible. So, by the end of this review, the question is who this concealer might be the best for. And I suppose the answer is for younger generation people that does not have many fine lines and wrinkles, that has a beautiful and nice and kind of like, even skin. So then the concealer will glide like magic, it will set, it will cover, because the coverage, it is really very nice, and it will last for a very long time. So if you're looking for such kind of a longevity concealers, and if you don't have mature skin, if you're under eye area with fine lines and wrinkles, you might actually fall in love. If, on the other hand, if you are having a mature under eye area with fine lines and wrinkles, please be warned, because this concealer is drying and it is exposing my fine lines and wrinkles. So yes, guys, just a little comparison, by the way. This is the swatch of the Gucci 21N, and this is the swatch of the Pat McGrath. The formulation is really very, very similar. As you can see, it is a long wear self-setting concealer. It leaves just a little bit of a trace, and please beware, the Gucci 21N is going to oxidize. So to summarize, guys, a very important information is that Paris Star Channel gives an orange light to the concealer from Gucci. Whatever I wanted to share with you, I did share it. I am personally not okay with that type of a formulation when there is a alcohol denat and talc, because in my under eye area it is very drying, and I guess as soon as I'm gonna wash this makeup, I'm going to put some eye patches in my under eye area for my under eye area to recover. So yeah, guys, that would be my final words, and once again, allow me to approach to show you how the Gucci concealer looks by the end of the day. The under eye area that has been powdered and the under eye area that has not been powdered. I deeply believe that a non-powdered area looks better in comparison with the powder area, and the oxidation actually happened. It became darker for me personally during the course of time. So yes, Paris Star Channel gives an orange light to the Gucci concealer. Is it for you, the concealer? I gave you all the informations, and maybe the information that I give you is going to give you answers that you're looking for. So yes, guys, this episode has come to an end. Thank you so very much for watching, and thank you so very much for tuning into my channel where we celebrate diversity, because diversity makes us all different, gorgeous and beautiful. Guys, allow me to spoil a little bit what I'm planning for the next episode, and it is right over here. Makeup by Mario. Makeup by Mario has been officially launched in European Sephora's and as well here in France. So we're going to give it a go, and we're going to give it a whirl and a try. And we're going to split the episode into 2 episodes. The first one is going to be about the eyes, and the second is going to be about the complexion. This is what I'm planning for the next episodes. In the meantime, guys, this episode has come to an end. Thank you very much for watching. Mwah, kisses and cuddles. But guys, as for now, bye-bye now.